Saw this story this morning. Just got me chuckling a little bit. Premier League says that player celebrations could lead to punishment if they are deemed to be critical or mocking. Quote, some of the celebrations have been very funny and entertaining, but there's a line. This is Tony Scholes, the Premier League's chief football officer. Once it crosses over into mockery or criticism, then we would need to deal with it. First of all, who gets to decide whether a celebration is mocking or critical? Obviously, a lot of this comes out of Miles Lewis Skelly deciding to do Erling Haaland's celebration after scoring against City on the weekend at the Emirates. And I've been in at various points in my life a scold. Some of you probably have been too. Maybe you've been a scold. Maybe you've said things, you shouldn't do that. It's disrespectful. Right? What comes to mind for me is a lot of baseball stuff. I was a baseball guy. Right? If you asked me when I was 25 whether I thought bat flips were okay, I would have said, hell no. Bat flips are terrible. It's disrespectful. You shouldn't do it. Someone should throw at your head. That's what I probably would have said when I was 25. You ask me about a bat flip now, I'm saying do it. Flip that bat as far as you want. Now, don't hit anybody with it, but flip your bat. Right? This reminds me of the NFL's no fun league period. Someone will remember this. Some of you are old enough to remember the NFL's no fun league period. Justin, EPL taking a page out of the NFL's book by being a bunch of fuddy-duddies. The NFL's not in that area now. There are some lines you can't cross. You can't do pantomiming gun celebrations, which is actually mentioned in this story over at Sky Sports. It mentions that the NFL has rules about whether or not you can, pretend to shoot people. Players who imitate the shooting of weapons when celebrating face heavy post-match fines. Phil Foden and Joshua Zirkzee have pretended to fire guns toward the crowd after scoring goals but received no punishment. Tony Scholes said there's a balance. I think we all like to see celebrations. Some of the celebrations have been funny. There's a line. Okay, so again, what is the mocking line? This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Why would you want to make your product less entertaining? Now, I'm not saying that fans come to the game for the celebrations, but the celebrations are part of the drama. They're part of the fun. And lots of celebrations are boring. Lots of celebrations are just terrible. We prefer a creative celebration. We prefer something that actually, oh, look, wow, that's funny. That's interesting. That's cool. Now, I'm not sure about doing somebody else's celebration. First of all, nobody owns a celebration. What is this? It reminds me when I was a kid and I was really into the WWF at the time. And as a kid, I was just naive and dumb. And we used to make a big deal. We used to talk about how big a deal it was for one wrestler to do another wrestler's finishing move. That's patented. You can't do that. It's not allowed. Not allowed to do their move. But of course, that was built into the drama of the WWF, right? Of pro wrestling. So if one wrestler did another wrestler's move, why wouldn't you want that in the Premier League? Is Erling Haaland such a precious flower that he can't handle MLS doing his celebration? Is that what I like to understand from this response by the Premier League? I do like fuddy-duddy. Shout out to Justin for throwing that fuddy-duddy. Don't get to say that very often. The Premier League is talking about being fuddy-duddies. First, how would you even... What, do you have a panel? We talking about some panel that's going to decide whether a celebration crosses a line? And what, again, okay, don't mock violence. That's not cool. Don't mock plane crashes, people dying. Don't do any of that. Right? Don't do those things. Don't bring divisive... Wow, man. Don't be racist. Yeah, thank you. That's it. Don't be racist. That's a good one. Please don't do that. This is the banter, right? This is what we're talking about as fans when we get done watching a game. Right? We're talking about Arsenal beating Manchester City 5-1. But we're also talking about the celebration. We're talking about, is MLS petulant? Is he a problem? Is he disrespectful? Does any of this make? I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, you love it. Giving as good as you've gotten over the years. If you're a City fan, you're upset. But that's what it is. That's what sports is supposed to be. Ultimately, nobody's getting hurt here. Who's getting hurt? Whose feelings are getting hurt? Some feelings are getting hurt. Is that what this is? Now, I understand that as a society, we might have an issue with respect. And maybe this is that thing where it's like, it becomes this, if young people are watching the players be disrespectful to one another in a game, celebrating in such a manner, well, then they'll take that lesson and then they'll be disrespectful in life. Yeah, I think within the context of the sport, you can, as a parent, and please be a parent. If you're a parent, be a parent. Stop being so concerned about what somebody else is doing and trying to police their behavior. How about just take care of your own situation and tell your kid. I got a 4-year-old. He's starting to understand things. He watches soccer with Papa, and he'll ask me a billion questions. And if he asked me, why is that a thing? What is happening there? Oh, he's doing the celebration. Oh, he's doing a celebration. And that's that other player's celebration. And he's doing it because that other player at one point told his manager to be humble. That's a whole thing. That's going to be tough for me to explain to a 4-year-old. But, I wouldn't be, after that happened, I wouldn't be saying, oh, he shouldn't have done that. That was disrespectful. I'd be saying, in the game, this is part of the rivalry. This is a sport. This is competition. That's not real life. I mean, not real life where you go out and you are respectful to the people around you. So the Premier League, reference in this story, Jamie Vardy mimicking an eagle when he scored against Palace. He was criticized by some for his interactions with Tottenham supporters at the end of last month. I mean, just referencing these moments where these players have been a little bit loose, a little bit aggressive. Not even the right word. Aggressive's not unfair. There's some quotes in here or some mentions that Theo Walcott praised Lewis Skelly for his strength of character, saying he wasn't afraid of Haaland. Okay, sure. I mean, shouldn't be afraid of Haaland. He's just another player. Some other people on English television questioning whether this was the right thing to do. I think, of course, it's always like Jamie Carragher thought this was a bad thing and criticized the celebration. All right. Enough of that. Don't police celebrations that aren't actually hurting anybody would be my, This is a good one. It's shushing the crowd, mocking, right? And we can go back and we can think, okay, here's a good recent example where this became a story, right? Thibaut Courtois, while playing for Real Madrid against Atleti at the Metropolitano, shushes the crowd. And we have this crowd incident, right? And Courtois was scolded for shushing the crowd or doing whatever he did, inciting the crowd. Maybe it wasn't shushing, inciting the crowd for a team that he used to play for, right? And that was the big deal. Oh, again, stop being so sensitive, I guess, is what I would say to any of that. All right, lots long balls for a Wednesday. Reminder, you can help out the show by liking and subscribing. Do those things. Please do those things. Help us get to 1K. You can support the show on Ko-Fi, Ko-Fi, whatever you want to say. Morning Kick Around is where you can find us. Make sure you put it all together. You can also follow us, social media, MKickaround, Instagram, Blue Sky, X, all those places. And you can send us an email at morningkickaround@gmail.com. We're always open for partnerships. If you have a story that you want us to cover, if you have somebody you think it would be good on the show, you can absolutely hit us up on the Gmail, and we will respond. We have some things in the works as the new year gets underway. We're trying to get some new concepts, some new segments together. So help us out. Send us an email. Give us some ideas.